I wrote last place. I have no idea what last. Here's my memory card. I wrote something on it, and now I don't know why I wrote it down or what the hell it even means. But anyways, today, this week, if you decide to join us, we're going to do this Jeep Liberty. I've already done it. This is actually the final product. It's actually finished. But, well, almost finished. I got to clean it and stuff. We're going to do rockers on this. And so a couple things. I'm going to talk about a couple things that happened to me. A couple funny things. And that's it. Ooh, that was kind of neat. I forgot something. Let's get a little R&R. I'm Reliable Undercarriage. Timmy, hello. And welcome to Rust Week. So this is a Jeep Liberty. It has these rocker guards on it, so you can't tell how rusty it is, but the bottoms of the doors need repair. We're gonna fix all this rust this week. This week on the special rust repair station. So you can see, when we go over here, it's all gone. The whole thing. Well, it's what it covers up. It's all rotted. You can see that. It's all rotted. Wonderful. And I'm gonna fix it. I'm fixing to fix it. Doing the rockers. I do a lot of rust here. Like I've said before, it's all I do now is rocker panels, rocker panels, rocker panels. I do them right. I try to do them way beyond, way better than factory does them, as far as painting them and cleaning them, put stuff inside so it won't rust. It's all I do now. I used to do a lot of restorations and a lot of collision work, and now people found me for this, which I love doing anyway. I don't care. So I'm booked out probably like 5 months right now. Where are we at now? More than that. I am at, where am I at? This is November 1st. I am booked till May 1st with just rust. So it's what? 5, 6, 7 months? I am booked solid. But I like job security, so whatever. I love doing the rust, so I got a hat that says rust on it. I don't know where I put it, but I have one. Found it. Oh, wearing two hats. You know, I put the hat on top of my head, so I was trying to bring it inside the house. I can tell you a story about that. One time, I was doing that, put the hat on my head, and then I started going around town with two hats on my head like this. Saw my mother-in-law. She's like, didn't tell me. I'm wearing two hats. Go into the store, get stuff out of the store, do what I'm doing. Okay, two hats on. Walk around town, do what I had to do. Two hats on. No one said a freaking word. Freaking word. How's that? Go to see my wife. She's like, why are you wearing two hats? I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my word. I've been walking around all town like this. I said, your mother-in-law. I met your mother. I even talked to her. I even saw her. She didn't even tell me. She just let me walk around like this, like an idiot. And then I talked to her after that, and she's like, well, you're weird, so I just thought you were being weird. I'm like, oh, thanks. Anyways, Matt bought me a belt buckle. Isn't that nice of him? Same color as Sheila's going to be, white. Maybe my wife will wear it. Stuff falling on the ground. Pretty rusty. It hides a lot, I tell you that. What do you think? That thing hides a lot. Here's my rocker panel. Oh, it's after you get it off, the inner, the outer, all freaking gone. What do you think of that? That's pretty bad. I'm gonna rebuild it all. So something else I like to do, don't just blast that, I like to peel all this open. The seam, if you can see that. So the seal, I like to peel that all the way open so I can get right in there. I'll peel this open too. Peel that open too. All right, so panel's all painted. I painted it bare metal. So I epoxy primed and painted it with some single stage color just so when I make my inside patches, it's good. So I always make a line with tape. Why do you do that? Well, it's easy to see when I'm using my grinder. Just done it that way the whole time. So I cut through this line, and this I just scribed so I can kind of bend it, so I don't waste my grinding wheel. That's just how I do it. Very nice. So I do it like that, easier. All right, so this is the underneath of that Jeep. There's nothing here. I don't know if you guys can see this. There's nothing. Inside, outside, center, all freaking gone. Oh, hold on. I don't know if you can even see that. All the way down. Nothing. There's nothing here. The centerpiece is still there. I get it all primed. Unbelievable. So what I've done is I've welded this new piece in. This is the inner right here. So I went over it where I welded, and I put epoxy primer over my welds. Well, I blasted it, put the epoxy primer over my welds, and now I'm putting some paint over the welds. Then I'll spray it with my film stuff and keep going. So everything's coated and rust proofed. Okay, I got the Liberty. So I end up putting the outer, the center on this. That's all done. I don't know if you guys can remember it before. So there it is. So that whole piece, this piece, yeah, that's the inner, the center. I redid all that, my patches. Now I have to put the outer on. So in order to do that, as I get up, walk around, in order to do that, I'm doing the other side right now. Same thing, we had to do all the same pieces on this. I had to take the door off so I can put this piece on, because otherwise you can't get that thing on. I trimmed it right there so that I can weld it right there, just so I don't get into stuff. Otherwise, I don't want to weld up here because I could burn stuff. So I trim it the way I want it. So before I became an auto body guy, I used to work in a deli. I had to quit the deli because they used to make fun of me behind my back. But I tell you what, nobody cuts the cheese like this guy. Okay, so I got it kind of put in place. Now what I'll do, and I have that there. That's good because it covers a lot of the rust. I'm going to mark this so I know where to grind my sheet metal down, cut the rest of that stuff off, and then we'll be welding them on. This guy will have all brand new rocker panels, inner, outer, everything. I fixed it all. Nice little project. Okay, rocker panels for the Jeep Liberty. I got all the edges ground, DA'd. I like to sand my edges down. They're ready to go on. So what I did is I marked this right here. So what I'll do is I'll cut just below that and grind all this. Same thing. I'll leave a little bit of space so I can weld onto, overlap it a little, and then the rest of it I'm cutting off. So I leave about that much, not that much, not this much, this much, about half an inch, 3/4 of an inch. That's it. That's all I leave there. Okay, so I'm getting ready to weld the rockers on. Gonna spray my stuff on here inside to prevent rust. I always do that. You don't just leave it bare. Like I said, on these, instead of leaving the factory primer, I actually painted that inside of that. That is actually paint. Single stage black, flat black, because I use or satin black, because I use the satin black for a lot of other stuff. When I paint inside of a trunk and stuff like that, I like the finish of it. That's all. So what I'm going to do, coat everything, and I'm going to coat everything on the car. Why I like doing rust? Because It's like a little project. Get a little project done and you finish and you get through all the steps and then you're, cut everything off, sandblast everything, weld everything up, paint it, done. A little project. It's about a 2-week project. This will take me 2 weeks, this job start to finish. So I like it. It's better than just changing fenders all day. Yeah, I can be a guy, DA everything, put a fender on. Boring, wicked boring. This is, I don't know, this is more fun, I guess. So I got it all coated now with the fluidy stuff. And I'm gonna weld it on now. Now at least everything's kind of protected. It's got a nice film on it. And it shouldn't rust. Hold back the rust anyways, as long as possible. So I have these special door jamb vice grips. Put them on there, so they slide in. So make sure the door can shut. So you can check everything. Make sure I have nice alignment down the bottom. That one looks a little tight, so we'll adjust that a little. Okay, also, before I weld anything on, I make sure everything lines up. So I'm gonna put the door back on real quick, make sure the bottom's good, and then weld it. Always, always, always. It's taken me 5 minutes to do this. Save me aggravation in the at the end. All right, so I didn't quite like where it was fitting. So I put the board on there, tapped it down with my Sledge-O-Matic. Like that. And then got it where I wanted it. I didn't quite like the line on the door. Especially when I put the rear door on it. So now I'm good. Everything looks nice. So now with the rear door back on it, take it off and start welding. Okay, put the handy dandy welding blanket on the car so no sparks get on the inside. Ready to weld. Here we go. So I started sanding with 36 first, and I went over with 80. Now I'll sand this out with 180 over here and then putty this to get it ready. Then sand the putty out with 180, then prime it. Well, before I prime it, the 180 scratches I'll DA with 320, put a little red Scotch pad up here, up higher, then I'll prime it. Started priming. I don't prime all the way to the tape. Woo, looks pretty, like it was never even touched. Made of the Jeep. Whatever. Made it hot too. There's the Jeep doors. Okay. It's all brand new Liberty. All brand new. I don't even know if you can see underneath. All brand new. Looks way better than it did before, I guess. There we go. All back together. Mostly. And if you didn't know it was rusty, you'd never know it was rusty anyways, because most of it was covered by that rocker molding anyway. How many hats do I have on? Okay, I got one hat on. Okay, thanks for watching. That was more of a what I do during the week, everything, what I usually do. But tune in next week. I have my memory card. It's blank. I should have wrote something down on it. Max, help me. Oh, tune in next week where we don't do anything to Sheila. We're gonna do something with this car next week. Stein, we're gonna work on that a little bit, and that's for next week. So I hope you liked the Jeep episode, how rotted it was and what I brought it back to, not rotted. And yeah, that's it, right? That's it. Tune in next week, I think you'll like it. Thank you very much.